Hey everyone, it's your girl Charnel, aka Oh So Limitless. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video where I will be sharing some resources that I have found to be super helpful for me as a therapist. Now, if you're not a therapist or an aspiring therapist, some of these resources are still super insightful and can really support you on your mental health journey. So I do encourage you to stick around and see what applies to you and what resources may benefit you depending on where you are in your mental health journey. If you like this kind of content, I ask that you give this video a thumbs up, comment below, share more resources if this is the kind of content you're interested in, and don't forget to subscribe so that you are aware of when I upload another video. The first resource is my ultimate favorite book. I would recommend that every therapist have this book on their bookshelf. It has been an absolute staple for me throughout my whole career as a therapist, and it is something that I continue to access even in my own private practice and use to support my clients. Now, if there were any resource out of this whole resource list that I'm going to share with you that I would say invest your coin in, it would be this book. Okay, so this book is called Mind Over Mood. It is based on cognitive therapy and was written by two clinical psychologists by the name of Dennis Greenberger and Kristen Neff. In this book, as I mentioned, it focuses on cognitive therapy, so it gives you proven strategies, skills, step-by-step processes on how to overcome things such as depression, anxiety, anger, feelings of shame, and feelings of guilt. And so this is a really insightful book. It can be used as a self-help book if you can't necessarily access a therapist at this time. It can be used as a supplementary reading or resource or workbook to work through in addition to therapy. It can be used for graduate students in therapy who want to learn how to apply cognitive therapy or teach their clients how to use cognitive therapy in their own lives, and even for seasoned therapists. As I said, for myself, I use this on a regular basis where I provide some of the worksheets and resources to some of my clients in this book that have honestly been life-changing, eye-opening, and really transformative for them in terms of processing the emotions that do come up for them. And so in this book, there are worksheets that you can actually print out. They do have these worksheets that you can send to your clients that you can work through in session with your clients. And so again, it is a great resource and tool. If you are new to cognitive therapy, you do have to start from chapter 1 and kind of work your way through, because you will not understand chapter 2 if you do not understand chapter 1. And so it is pretty much a workbook that you can kind of work your way through and get an understanding of how to apply these cognitive therapy strategies throughout your life to support you with different feelings and moods that do come up for you. As I mentioned, if there's any other resources that I would recommend to spend your coin on, it is this one. The second book that I'm going to recommend to you guys is specifically for therapists or aspiring therapists. It's called The Gift of Therapy by Dr. Irvin Yalom. He was actually a psychiatrist, and he wrote this book specifically for beginner therapists. And so it's pretty much his perspective being a seasoned therapist with over 35 years of clinical practice experience. He shares over the course of 85 chapters, which are all very small, like short chapters. He shares different case studies, challenges that he may have encountered, lessons he may have learned working with different clients. And he gives you a lot of gems and just reminders to kind of take it easy on yourself. You're human, even though you're a therapist, you're still human. He shares some mistakes that he's made, and it just makes it a bit more relatable and makes you feel like you're not alone being a therapist with the challenges that we all might go through. So although, again, it's recommended for beginner therapists, I read it 4 years into being a therapist, and I still found it to be helpful. I'm actually going to reread it right now or over the course of a few days, just so I can see if, being in my own private practice, if there's anything else that I can pick up from this book. Again, each chapter is very short. It's about 2 to 3 pages. Some chapters honestly are super boring, but some of them are very insightful. So if you want to read a bit day by day, you can do that, and I feel that you can get some gems from this book. The next resource that I'm going to share with you is called the Mindful Self-Compassion Workbook. It's written by two doctors, Kristen Neff and Greenberger, and I absolutely love this book. And the idea that it's written from Kristen Neff, who is the pioneer of this whole idea of self-compassion, is very rewarding for me, just because it's like we actually get to learn directly from her about how to apply self-compassion in our lives. And so, to be completely honest, if you're new to self-compassion or the idea of mindfulness, it might feel like really hard to be compassionate to yourself. It also might feel boring at times. Like, it's just like, I don't really understand the concept of this. But this book really, like, if you go from chapter 1 onwards and use the workbook as you should, it will teach you lessons and give you a stronger understanding of why self-compassion is so beneficial for us in our lives. Now, this book is so helpful in really providing us with tools on how to be a good friend to ourselves. It really helps us break free from the negative self-judgment that we sometimes don't even recognize that we're constantly doing to ourselves or even saying to ourselves. And like, once you get into the habit of this, it really helps improve your overall emotional well-being. In this book, it provides you with guided meditations that you can use. Sometimes I do them with some of my clients, or I would send them a guided meditation to do for homework. They have informal practices where you can practice like on a regular basis, so you get in the habit of being more self-compassionate. They provide you with different exercises and worksheets just to support you with understanding this concept and applying it more regularly in your daily lives. In addition to all of these benefits of the book, research has shown how beneficial and effective being compassionate to yourself is with dealing with challenging situations, and I can even attest to that. I think once I learned to be more self-compassionate, I don't think I was like as harsh as I know some of us can really be, just because of the things that we hear, the things that people tell us, the things that people say about us, the mean judgments that society integrates or kind of pushes on us, especially as Black women. I think once I became more self-compassionate and really understood the concept and really applied it on a daily basis, it helped me become more resilient, helped me recognize I'm human and I'm not meant to be perfect. It helped me become a better therapist, and it actually helped me become a better teacher for my clients in taking their own self-compassion journey. And honestly, once we become more self-compassionate, it really helps with so many different challenges that we have, and it really helps us to get through some of the challenges that we might experience on a daily basis. And so even with clients that I've worked with that experience depression, like, self-compassion is a huge component that, although it feels really hard at the beginning, once we keep practicing and enforcing like, hey, we need to be more compassionate towards ourselves, it doesn't feel as hard. And again, I'm not saying this applies for everyone. Everyone is completely different. Things work differently for different people. So when we're working with our clients, we do have to take an approach that is effective for them. But I feel like self-compassion is an idea that everyone should explore. And again, as I mentioned, if you are trying to be a therapist, being able to be more self-compassionate to yourself also puts you in a better position to be compassionate towards your clients and kind of recognizing where they're coming from, what they're struggling with, and best being able to support them. So without further ado, those are the resources that I'm going to share with you guys today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are interested in more resources or learning about other tools or books that I found to be helpful for me in my practice or just as a therapist in general, comment below and let me know. In addition to that, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps so I know, hey, this is what you guys are interested in. In addition, it helps so that other people can find this information and support them on their therapist journey or mental health journey. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.